guys? Welcome to another episode of Tectonic Takes. I have a special guest here. I mean, you guys know him. I always tweet about him because he's a stellar talent for our Quakes 2 team and possibly Quakes 1 team one day. This is Rodolfo Castro Jr., man. What's up? Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
For sure. How's it going? Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
And this is not the first time we've talked. I mean, I've interviewed you after the games, and so it's a pleasure to finally bring you down and sit down with me on the show. So thank you for the time. Just to kind of go quickly into it, if people don't know you, Rodolfo, what makes you Rodolfo Castro Jr.?
Yeah. Well, I'm from San Jose, California, born and raised here. So, my heart belongs to the city. I went through junior college in the area in Saratoga, West Valley Community College. Then I went to San Jose State. Then I was with the Quakes 2 last year. And even before that, I played locally for Santa Clara Sporting, Deanza Force, and a couple of years with Quakes Academy also.
Yeah, and you're a true local guy. I mean, you can't get more local than that. So I think a lot of people are going to be trying to back you because you're that local kid that everybody wants to see hit the field. So it's a great story, and we're all excited for you this season. You got to train with the first team this preseason. Tell us a little bit how that was. Maybe don't give too much, but how did you feel at the preseason?
Yeah, no, it was good. I enjoyed the experience. I was definitely in the moment. A handful of guys really treated me like I was home, which was always good. There's a lot of confidence booster in there, and just to be able to see the fitness level and the type of speed of play in comparison to the second MLS Next Pro League was a good eye opener. But now the measuring stick is there for me, and I know there's some things that will be improved on, and very excited to make that step forward.
Awesome, man. And you had a whole bunch of guys that played with you last year. One of them you had great chemistry was Max Arston, a good friend of yours. He got drafted this last year in the MLS Super Draft. How did you feel seeing a good friend of yours get drafted, and have you spoken to him?
Yeah, no, we speak every day. I'm very excited for him, to be honest. Obviously, it's saddening to see that I won't be playing with him this upcoming year, especially with the way we ended our season. Very we knew each other's movement to a T. But yeah, from what he tells me, he's doing well also, and I'm rooting for him. I really am, to be honest.
And we have a lot of fan questions to get into, but kind of reverting back, how did you become a Quakes 2 player? Speaking a little bit about Quakes 2, who initially gave you that opportunity, and who reached out to you, or was it your manager? Who went ahead and kind of gave you that opportunity?
Yeah, for sure. So honestly, when I was at San Jose State, Bruno, the scout with the Quakes, he would come out to a couple of my games at San Jose State. And from there, we didn't really talk directly because he let me kind of focus on the season and the goals that we had for San Jose State. And then towards the end of our season, my last year, he sent me a message and sent me an email saying like, hey, to Simon Tobin, which is the head coach of San Jose State, that, hey, we want Rudy to do the combine. So then I showed up, did really well. And then that's where I met Cavello for the first time. And we spoke a little bit towards the end of the day 2 combine, and then that's when they're like, hey, we're interested, we want you to come out, be a part of the MLS Next Pro team with Quakes, and we're looking forward to meeting you. So those are the two guys that introduced me to Quakes 2.
That's awesome. And how was your family during that time? I know maybe we didn't get to talk about this last year, but how did your family react to you possibly playing for the Quakes organization?
Yeah, no, my dad has been my number one supporter through thick and thin. So they were super happy. And to be honest, it's one step in the right direction. But obviously, the ultimate goal is to play for the first team. But they're very excited. They'd always show up, even towards the end of the season at home games. They'd show up like 2 hours early to do a potluck in the parking lot. So it was good to see the atmosphere continue to grow as the season went on.
And you're a big family guy, I read. You have a whole bunch of brothers. How do you how do you become like a role model to all your brothers? I know it's a big thing for you to kind of make that step, but how are they looking at you?
Yeah, no, it's honestly surreal. Just the other day, it was Jersey Day, at my middle brother Denzel's school, and he took the Quakes jersey with my name on the back. And then he's a sixth grader, and he just told me that an eighth grader asked him like, "You don't even know Quakes? Like, name five players that are on the Quakes." And he goes, "All right." And he's like, "My brother is one of them." And the guy goes, "Wait, what? Your brother plays for Quakes?" He goes, "Well, he plays for Quakes too." And he goes, and the guy goes, "Oh, that's still pretty cool, man. Like, I didn't know that. That's what's up. Like, tell him to come by the school so we can kick the ball with him and stuff." So it was cool. But to be honest, to answer your question, I think there is some type of expectation that the older brother needs to uphold. And I try my best. I know that the notion of being perfect isn't really obtainable, but I think perfect for me is just being true to who I am on and off the field. So I think that they realize how I don't really try to change things, especially when opportunities come, and I stay with my feet on the ground and stay level headed and continue to work through thin and thick.
Yeah, man, you're the perfect guy to go to those schools, right? I mean, San Jose, born and raised, and you maybe get your little brother in there, and then he goes crazy for you, you know.
Right?
So that's awesome. That's really cool. Nice little story there. So somebody asked here, if how do you kind of stay motivated? I know you have maybe some hard times with having a professional career, but how do you stay motivated through your soccer journey?
Yeah, in all fairness, I see it every day, and it's my brothers, and I show them what can be obtained with hard work and determination and grit. So, whenever I'm having a bad day, or even when I'm having a good day, I'm able to look and reflect and talk to them about it. And, oh, this went well, but tomorrow's a new day, a new opportunity to get better, even if the days were good or bad. So that motivational piece of being able to see them every day and talk to them and them supporting me is always a big factor. And, looking forward to hopefully, my future family. Like, what are my kids gonna say about me?
Right.
So that's definitely something that I always carry in the back of my head.
And someone asked, what would you tell other kids if they want to become a pro like you? I mean, it's speaking a little bit about brothers and kids. What would you tell them?
Yeah, I mean, do and pursue what you love to do in life, whether it's soccer or whatever the case may be. But in this particular situation, being a professional soccer player, you're always going to have ups and downs, but I rather have those ups and downs doing what I love to do, which is play soccer. So, I tell them to continue to enjoy being on the field, take everything with a grain of salt, and be in the moment, because you never know. It takes 1 minute, one game for things to change your entire life in a positive way.
Awesome. And going a little bit back to the time when you were at San Jose State University, what did you have to do a position change when you came up to the first team? Or I'm sorry, to the Quakes MLS Next Pro team?
Yeah, so I came in as a false nine from West Valley to San Jose State, and then they were playing me as an inverted right winger or left winger, and then eventually they moved me up to a true nine in San Jose State. So I was playing all three roles up front for San Jose State. So when I came into Quakes 2, being a true nine, I was like, I'm not comfortable. I'm confident in my ability to play anything on top, whether it's a 10, 9, 7, or 11. And whatever the team needed from me. And I think we've talked I kind of answered that in our last year's postseason interview after our game. Like, whatever the team needs from me, I'm willing to do it. You know what I mean? I want to make the people around me better, and I want the club to be very successful as well. And whatever it takes for me to do, I'll do it.
Yeah, and you did do that last year, definitely stepping up into that kind of veteran role on that MLS Next Pro team, and kind of especially at the end where you guys had some scrimmages against the town and the other teams, you kind of stepped up because there was a lot of MLS Next guys that were on that team, so you could definitely see you barking orders on the pitch too. So you definitely had that captain trait where you can play anywhere on the field. So that was cool. Talking a little bit about you growing up now, who's in soccer kind of idol that you looked up to and kind of molded your game to?
It'll probably be kind of controversial, but I loved watching Iniesta play from Barcelona.
Hmm.
Just the way he read the game, the calmness, He wasn't doing 3-4 scissors and all that stuff. It was more like knowing what he's gonna do before he gets it, the movement off the ball. He
Right.
was very fluid when he played. And as a forward, I was like, okay, if he can do it as a like midfielder, well, I can only imagine what type of disruption I can create closer to the goal if I'm very fluid and being false and getting in behind lines when I can and all that. So trying to take his traits into my position in current time is very interesting, and it's so far worked out pretty well.
And what team did you like growing up? Was it Barcelona then?
Yeah, it was. So I never really like followed soccer like that until I went to Spain in 2012 for futsal. We had like a futsal tournament there with the local team, Legends, and they took us, and I visited both stadiums, the Madrid stadium and the Barca stadium, and I just absolutely fell in love with the Barca stadium. So I was like, oh man, like this is where it's at, you know. And then eventually, like
Yeah,
as
yeah.
it progressed, I saw Iniesta play, and I'm just like, oh man, like I wouldn't watch Barca play. I would watch Iniesta play, to be honest with you.
So who's the GOAT then?
the
Ronaldo or Messi?
Man, well, obviously Messi, he just won a World Cup, also, you know. So the debate is over with.
Yeah, right, right. The
Yeah.
love for Camp Nou is there. That's awesome. That's awesome. How old were you when you went out there?
Oof, I
Oh,
must
about
have,
12 years ago.
yeah, I think so. I must have been like 12 or 13 around there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that's really where you choose your team, right? A lot of
Yeah.
times you choose your team from 7 to 13. So
Yeah.
I
For
guess
sure.
Barcelona became your team.
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of which, would you ever play in a different country? I mean, if Barcelona came knocking
For
sometime in
sure.
your career, would you go play for them?
Yeah, of course. Who wouldn't, right? Playing overseas would be amazing. New experience, new culture. I'm always,
Yeah.
I'm always looking forward to meeting new people, having conversations, seeing how their life has been and what they do on a regular basis, and it's interesting.
Awesome. And so what are the next steps in your personal career? I know you trained with the first team already. You had a great season in MLS Next Pro. What's the next step in your personal career?
Yeah, no, my personal career is right now be a leader on and off the field for the Quakes too, and hopefully get back in the radar and stay within the radar for Quakes one and or first team, sorry, and hopefully debut this year. I know we have the U.S. or the Open Cup, is it what it's called? Yeah, and then you have
Yeah.
the tournament
Yeah.
where the Liga MX is combining with
Yeah, Leagues
Quakes.
Cup.
Yeah, there you go, and then the season. So I with Coach Lucci being as a head coach now, I know that he's given us opportunities with the second team. So hopefully, if I do what I have to do and do it good and consistently, hopefully, I can stay on the radar. And that's one of my main goals right now in my career is to debut with the first team.
Imagine this. I mean, your family's there at PayPal Park and you're debuting up against Tigres. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
something. That's something to definitely write down.
for sure. Trust me,
San Jose local San Jose kid debuts against
yeah,
Mexican powerhouse. Yeah.
that'd be amazing. I got these dates
I mean
already
that
locked in my calendar, so yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, Leafs Cup is definitely a great opportunity for you guys because it's like a little break in the middle of the season, and trust me, a lot of people are going to be watching that. I mean, PayPal is going to be rocking, full of Tigres fans, full of Quakes fans, so it's going to be an atmosphere that would be awesome to make your debut, and I can understand why you would have that circled. Even I have it circled, so
for sure.
we're all excited for that. And with preseason, there's a picture of you that we got. Luckily, what is it like working with Wando? I know Wando would look like he was barking orders at you. Did you interact with him a lot? Because I mean, he probably worked with the strikers, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, his expectations for me are beyond what I expected. He's a really cool person off the field in the locker room as well as on the field. Just every time he says something, I'm all ears, man. And this guy's an all-time leading scorer in MLS, so whatever he has to say, I'm definitely taking into consideration and apply it to my game, especially him being a true nine and me playing that role with the Quakes organization. I try to take everything in and apply it.
And I mean, Wondolowski had a crazy 10 years. I mean, since the Quakes have been back, and you were growing up during those times, right? So it's not probably not the first time you've seen him, right? You probably came to watch him play one day, and it was probably a little surreal having him coach you, 1-on-one.
Yeah, no, for sure. I remember when we went to the Buckshaw Stadium at Santa Clara University, seeing him, debut, and I joke around about it, but I was like, hey, when I saw you play your first game, I asked for your jersey, and you told me I couldn't have it. But now, now we're coworkers, I guess, so to speak. So, he comes out a lot. He's more involved with the second team, and he's specifically focused on finishing and all that attacking piece. So it's always good to have a person like that, rooting for you.
Honestly, asking for a debut jersey, that's pretty ballsy, man.
Yeah.
I'm pretty shocked that you asked for something like that. But I mean, did he get you one now? I mean, maybe he has an extra one laying around.
No, not yet. We joke around about it. I haven't asked him for an actual jersey, but I think when it's all said and done, yeah.
Maybe a little jersey swap, a little 53 and 8.
Right.
It can happen someday.
Yeah, hopefully.
Awesome. So now I have a couple of fan questions. Okay, some of these are going to be a little funny, and some of them are going to be a little out there. Okay. Do you have any game day rituals, like eating pasta before the game or peanut butter and jelly at halftime? What are some game day rituals for you?
Yeah, I think the two most important rituals I have is I journal before I play, and then I listen to this type of music. It's instrumental music, so no words, just the especially in specific the violin. I don't know, being Andres Iniesta being very fluid, and the music being very fluid as well. I try to get into that zone, and that's like I have to listen to that before a game. And it's weird because you get all these rap songs and all that stuff, but I'm locked in with my violin, and I'm just trying to jam out with it. So yeah.
So if there's a new Quakes 2 player and he hands you the aux, bro, everyone's going to be mad. Don't hand Rodolfo the aux, all right?
No, for real. They've tried to, but I'm like, nah, you guys don't like it. And they're like, no, put it on. I was like, no, let's not even go there. Like, you do your thing. Look, like, I just need 2 minutes real quick to listen to this, and then I'll be good. We out. So, yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah. They're like, what do you listen to? What do you listen to? So now they know. Because I didn't tell them, but now they know.
Your teammate on the bus or sitting next to you, they always hear this classical. They're like, wait, what are you listening to?
No, I look around to make sure no one's like fully like close to me. If not, I just lower it a little bit. I don't really try to blast it, but yeah, definitely.
Some Ode to Joy or something. Like it has to be so. I guess violin. Whatever violin is. Yeah. That's awesome. I wasn't expecting that, but that's cool. I like that. What trait are you most proud of on the field and least proud of?
That's a good question. Most proud trait I have is my ability to strike a ball, especially free kicks. And one that I'm not so proud of is.
And a lot of people don't know this, but you were on SportsCenter's top 10 with your free kick.
Yeah, that was in San Jose State days, top 6. And I was robbed.
How did you feel?
Yeah, I felt amazing. I mean, I just we're down 3-2, and I was like this isn't going well. I'm gonna just rip it and top corner. But I was robbed because San Jose State had play of the year, and it was me and another top 10 basketball player from San Jose State, and they gave it to him. So I'm like, are you kidding me right now? But yeah.
Dang it, yeah.
For sure.
That's awesome. I mean, being on SportsCenter is something that is the coolest thing in the world, and it's a great feeling, especially for your friends. You be like, hey, bro, you see that? You see that? Top 10.
For sure. I got it saved.
That's awesome. And then your least favorite trait on the field?
My least favorite trait on the field. Oh, man, that's a tough one, to be honest. I don't know, maybe she's probably always wanting the ball. Like, even if I can't get it, or maybe if it's not the right pass, I still want it. And then like Nathan, for example, he's at I think it's Riverside now. I would always joke around with him at
Uh-huh.
halftime because I'd get mad at him, like, play me the ball. And he's like, it's not on. And I'm like, I know, but still play it to me. He goes, nah, nah, nah. And then at halftime, we like joke about it, like, bro, why do you always want it? I'm like, I don't know, man. I enjoy the ball on my feet.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And being ambitious and having that fight is awesome. It's a great trait to have. And I would even say your least favorite is still a good thing to have.
Yeah,
So
true.
that's awesome. You like that moment, right? You
Yeah,
want that moment, which is a great thing. It's
yeah.
like that Kobe mentality, kind of.
Uh,
Awesome. Who was your favorite teammate and coach growing up?
my favorite teammate? Oh, man. This is going to create some drama.
You're gonna break some
Yeah,
hearts right
I
here. I feel like
definitely
you're gonna
am.
break some hearts.
My Oof. Honestly, they're all great teammates. Like I appreciate them. They've made me better players. But I got to say, Max Arston. He definitely.
Okay.
We're on the same like vibe. We're definitely on the same page when it came to like what we can do to improve on the field as well as off the field. But yeah, no, Max is definitely one of my favorite teammates so far. Who knows? He left me, so
Yeah.
I might have to change that answer soon. And
Right. Right. Right.
yeah,
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's the first player team. Maybe it's the second player team next year. We'll see. Right.
true, true. Yeah, and then honestly, my favorite coach. Wow, I've like gone through like many great coaches, like Sean, which is Nico's dad. That's with the first team, right? With Quakes. His dad was my academy coach. Then you had Eric Yamamoto. That's the coach for Santa Clara University. But I think the one that really, just because he made me fall in love with the sport, was my grandfather. Rest in peace. He like we would go on 13th Street and here in San Jose, Paquesto Park, and we just train. Before our training, he'd show me what the ball means, what my foot meant when I strike it the right way, certain ways outside of the foot. Like he just invested, and I've never seen anyone so passionate in my life about something. So he definitely made me fall in love. Like even at halftime, I have videos from family members in Mexico that we sent, that at halftime I was 8, 7 years old, like listening to my grandpa, and you could hear like he was so emotional about the sport. He was like, we were down 1-0 in the finals, and he was trying to talk, and he couldn't talk because he was like emotionally invested, that he was like tearing up. And then like my dad was next to him too, and then my dad was getting emotional. So I'm just like, dude, like how did we not catch onto this? We're like at halftime, we just have our head coach and our assistant coach just like crying, can't even talk. So then like another parent stepped in and like, you guys got this. It was a blast. But yeah, my grandfather was definitely my favorite coach.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome. And speaking a little bit about Max, he asked this question:
I
Who
saw that.
who is your inspiration
Yeah.
for your dribbling skills?
You want to see what he said if I don't say that it's his name? No, I'm just kidding. And the dribbling, honestly, I gotta say Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho, it seemed like he had
Okay.
a glue stuck to his shoe. Anywhere he wanted the ball to go, and the way it came to him, he knew how to solve it. So Ronaldinho is definitely an inspiration of mine. And then there's Max. Then Max is right underneath, but
like right under, like
yeah, just
maybe just
right.
a little bit under.
Yeah, not a big difference, but just right under him. Yeah.
That's awesome. And so now this is another teammate that asks you a question. Jerry Aon asks, "Who do you like having as a roommate?"
Mm. You know what? I gotta give it to him. We were roommates for quite some time, especially with the first team, and even before on trips. I gotta say Jerry, man. Jerry, very quiet. He's very like to himself. So when you
Yeah.
when you get to make him laugh, it's like the best feeling ever, because you like it's a hit or miss. Like it might be completely awkward after, or you like he shows some teeth and he's smiling, he's laughing and stuff. So definitely Jerry.
And you guys both are local boys, right? I mean, you from San Jose, and then Jerry from Salinas area.
Yeah,
I mean, it's awesome that you guys get along so well. I mean, you could probably relate pretty well.
yeah, for sure.
Um, Favorite away day city so far? Since you guys traveled with MLS Next Pro and Quakes 2, what was your favorite away day?
Favorite away day city. Oh yeah, yeah. I probably got to say, oh man, ooh, that's a tough one actually. because we're usually isolated, right? Like
I'm gonna say this.
go ahead.
I was gonna say the San Francisco game was really pretty, and
Uh-huh.
that was kind of an away game when you guys
Yeah,
played at this university with the cathedral in the back and all the kids yelling and screaming. That was pretty.
yeah.
That was a nice away day, kind of technically, right?
Okay, fair enough. I thought you meant in terms of like you get to walk around, stretch your legs out before dinner or something.
No,
But
you that too.
fair enough. But yeah, no, like in terms of views and stuff, like yeah, San Francisco. I'm gonna stick with Bay Area to be honest. I mean, it doesn't get better than this. We travel a lot, and I'm like, dude, I don't see myself living outside the Bay Area. Like with all due respect to all the
Mm.
other teams and cities, but like Bay Area, San Jose, SF, like dude, like I'm telling you, man, I'm a city boy, and we stick with our roots.
That's awesome. No, that's a good answer. What away day was the hardest environment to play in?
Oof. The hardest one, I would probably say Colorado because we got delayed like 3 times. Like we warmed up, delayed. About to warm up, getting ready again, activation inside the locker room, and then we had to stay in for another like 30, 40 minutes. So then
Oh
and
wow.
then it's like hot, humid, and you're just like, oh man, and there's thunderstorm, and then you in the back of your mind you're playing, but you know that if a lightning strikes, then you got to go back inside, and then another postponed,
Oh
game.
right.
So that was definitely a brutal game. Hence, we lost 2-1 that game. But
Yeah, yeah. No, it seems tough, especially if if you're losing, you're like, oh, let it strike.
yeah,
Like maybe it postpones the game.
for sure.
Oh no, but that's awesome. So I'm gonna leave with this last question, okay?
Perfect.
If Quakes 2 had their own mascot, what would it be? Crew 2 have the capybara as their mascot.
Uh-huh.
What's Quakes 2's mascot?
Man, I would say like a baby Q, like an aftershock, right? I mean, it's only fair.
Yeah.
So I'd probably say
Right. No, that.
like a lowercase Q. I don't know, to be honest. Yeah.
Like just like a shorter Q,
Yeah,
like a kid
shorter
Q.
with the little lowercase Q. Perfect. Perfect.
No, that's like that's pretty funny actually, like a miniature size Q.
Yeah.
Awesome, cool, man. Rodolfo, thank you so much for coming on the show and such late notice for coming on and taking the time to talk to everybody and to listen to your story because a lot of guys are going to be watching you this year and rooting for you since again you're a local guy. So we're all going to be wanting for you to make the first team and to have the best season possible. So thank you again. Where can people find you on Instagram and Twitter?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you for having me and taking the time out of your day to, do this. I appreciate it. And they can find me on my Instagram. It's rodolfo.castro.jr. And then on Twitter, I believe it might be the same. Let me double check. It is
I think it's
at
rcastro53.
it's yeah at Castro R53. Correct. Yeah, you're right. I'm not really on there,
Okay.
but hey, I mean, I'll
Perfect.
I'll start jumping on and retweet some things. I really don't know how that works. I mean, I'm barely techie savvy with Instagram, but with Twitter is a whole different game. But I definitely got to get into it.
Yeah, and you just started your Instagram last year. I remember that.
Yeah, definitely. My Twitter, yeah. Um,
Cool. Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it.
yes, sir. Have a good day.